Finebaum, suck it. You're going too far. These guys just don't know a damn thing. Indiana went a little crazy. Did what big-time, big money, big sports programs do. They paid up. But guess what? Cignetti ain't going anywhere.
There is no way in the world that Curt Cignetti should be the third highest paid coach in the country. He is not in Kirby Smart's league. He is not in Ryan Day's league.
The haters and losers, you can suck it. Hey, what's past is past. Just think of it that way. What's past is past. Which, I guess is a great saying, simple but stupid. But hey, let's use it. What am I talking about? Indiana University, you clowns, you clucks, you cucks, whatever we're supposed to call you. Everybody, all I heard, Indiana doesn't have the resources. I said, yes, they do. Indiana doesn't have the amenities that Penn State has. Yes, they do. Indiana doesn't have the structure. Indiana's a losing program. Yes, they were, but not anymore. And the past is in the past. The future is now at Indiana University, and Indiana University and its excellent athletic director, Scott Dolson, did what big-time, big money, big sports programs do. They paid up. They see that the person in charge of a particular program, in this case it is football, and they say, we want, gimme. Now, Indiana went a little crazy. They guaranteed $93 million for Curt Cignetti, but guess what? Cignetti ain't going anywhere, and I would argue Cignetti's probably already paid his salary twofold by the amount of energy, the amount of enthusiasm, the amount of ticket prices, the amount of merchandise, the amount of promotion for the front door, which is the Indiana football program, the porch to Indiana University. The haters and losers, you can suck it. You can suck it. Yes, Indiana's been a horse bleep program. I know. Nobody knows better than me. I've told you. 17 years of being at IU, 17 years of going to every home football game, unless, of course, I was, out of town recruiting or out of town playing or coaching a game. And Indiana said, screw you, we're going to lock in the best head coach in college football. Don't take my word for it. Take others' word for it. And other teams that are looking for him to be their savior, Scott Dolson was smart. He didn't listen to anybody. He went and found a football coach at James Madison. He went and found a football coach that could energize. Obviously can recruit, obviously can coach, is beloved by his staff, loved by his players, and now, because you won, loved by us, me, alumni, us, me, fans. That's right. My wife actually said, hey, we're going to watch the game Saturday. I looked at her. I said, what game? She said, Indiana, Michigan State. I said, yeah. I was just a little bit surprised. Said, you want to go? I don't know if I want to go, but hey, but I think we're going to be there November 15th. Yeah, we are. Indiana probably be the number one team in the country. Suck it, all of you. I got so tired of listening to Sirius XM radio telling me, well, Indiana doesn't have the resources. Oh, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Curt Cignetti and Indiana have agreed on terms. 8-year average salary, approximately $11.6 million. The dude is going to make basically $1 million a month to coach football at Indiana University. The contract runs through 33. 33. He'll be 70 then. Probably still telling you he's going to kick your ass. Now, of course, you've got to go ahead and win some games. I get it. You got to win some big games. He's getting a lot of money. Hadn't won the Big Ten yet, but the dude is only like 19 games in. Suck it. You're going to have your detractors. Earlier in the week, Paul Finebaum predicted Cignetti would leave IU. These guys are so ill-informed. That's why you come here. Finebaum said, well, the bottom could bottom out and blah, blah, blah. Bottom could bottom out anywhere. Anywhere at any time. Well, we're now taking it as a giant, what was that lady's name? Denied stamp right across the forehead of Finebaum and others that questioned Indiana University. It's a business school, you morons. It's a business school. You got CEOs. Drive around with me in Indianapolis, and I'll show you more double-digit million-dollar houses than you ever imagined. Oh, it's a flyover state. Oh, shut up. Finebaum is now saying that the deal is a massive mistake for Indiana, and they're going to regret it. Really? It's already been paid for. These guys just don't know a damn thing. Here's Finebaum on why Cignetti's contract is a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I frankly think this is a terrible move by Indiana. I know that the college football cognoscenti will disagree with me, but there is no way in the world that Curt Cignetti should be the third highest paid coach in the country. He is not in Kirby Smart's league. He is not in Ryan Day's league. He has a big win on the road against Oregon. What else is, I mean, listen, I realize he may end up winning the national championship, and those who cover college football are very high on him, but this is not how you make sound decisions. This is how you take your university to the ledge and at some point end up paying for it. The question I was asked a minute ago, is it sustainable? Well, he went to the playoffs last year. Today it looks like he's going back to the playoffs. It looks like it because he's got literally nobody on his schedule. He's 64 years old, so he's got a runway of 6 to 10 years. But you just mortgage your university to an astronomical contract based on what? He didn't beat anybody last year. And I know I'm going to be excoriated for sounding like that guy against Curt Cignetti. I'm just being realistic. It's too bad somebody didn't say the same thing I'm saying about Jimbo Fisher or Mel Tucker or any of these other coaches that ended up with these ridiculous, or James, well, I did say this about James Franklin. That's a great day for Curt Cignetti, but I'll make you a prediction. That athletic director probably gets run out of there in about 5 years because they're not going to be able to sustain this.
I'll bet you anything you want on that. I'll bet you anything you want that Scott Dolson is there 6 years from now. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet in a second. And this isn't hyperbole because I'm all excited about Indiana having a win over Oregon. It's not that. Look, Indiana University and Scott Dolson have worked tirelessly. This isn't going to be on the university. The athletic department is funded privately. This is not, the athletic department is not funded through the university. It's not. It is a separate entity relative to the university. So this is not going to take Indiana University, Bloomington campus, and all of its 8 or 9, however many there are now, extra campuses, dash campuses we used to call them, like Indiana Dash Northwest, that kind of thing, to the brink of anything. No. It is something where right this moment he has already paid for it. I don't think Finebaum understands what Indiana did financially last year in football. First time they ever had seating rights. First time they ever sold out their season tickets. And they jumped the price massively with their season tickets. The merchandise, when you go around the state of Indiana, you're seeing candy striped pants like you've never seen them before. It will be sold out and people will be overflowed in the parking lots. And, ladies and gentlemen, this is all due to Curt Cignetti. Usually by this time, you could go to the Rock Memorial Stadium and you would see a 3/4 filled place in the first half. And as tradition warranted, bare empty in the second half. People leaving. That's not the case anymore. People not leaving means what? It means concessions all game long. Cignetti has damn near paid his previous contract in ticket sales, I have been told. The difference between what Indiana made pre-Cignetti and what they made post-Cignetti or during Cignetti in 1 year is substantial enough. It is not going to hamstring Indiana University. Now, will they make the playoffs every year? Probably not. Who does? You tell me they've only had one win. Sure, that's the idiotic, small-brained look at it because you're saying you're trying to defend yourself based on a schedule. Well, you can only play who the hell's in front of you. And all these other teams have had a lot of chances, Lovie Smith, now Bielema, etc., at Illinois, to bypass what Cignetti's done in a short 18-month period. Minnesota hired Row Your Boat guy. He was all the rage. What have they done? How many, I guess this is the set first, but how has it gone for Jonathan Smith at Michigan State? Mel Tucker did nothing like what Cignetti is doing. Mel Tucker then had problems with his own discipline. There's none of that with Cignetti. No, this is a brilliant move. Again, I say Indiana University's athletic department is not funded by the university. It's private. It's separate. The level of stupid that you get here is just amazing. It really is. His contract is fully guaranteed, which makes it even better to me. Fantastic. After signing the contract, here's Cignetti. He wanted people to know that he wants to retire as a Hoosier. Now, if this were basketball, I would say never going to happen. Why? Because it ends badly for every basketball coach that has ever been in that seat, even me, for 7 games. It always ends badly. But football, not so much. Not so much. Bill Mallory, with a bad record, under 40%, beloved. Lee Corso, beloved. Guy named McMillan, beloved. Dickens, beloved. All of them were, bad coaches record-wise. Just different. It is. Here's Cignetti talking about wanting to retire as a Hoosier.
My wife, Manette, and I love Indiana University, Bloomington, the state of Indiana, the people we've met. We have very strong feelings about President Whitten and Scott Dolson. And, we've accomplished a lot here in a short amount of time, but still have a lot of work to do. So I couldn't be more proud to be a Hoosier, and I plan on retiring as a Hoosier. And the way that this state has embraced us and our success in football has meant more to me than anything else. So I just wanted to get on camera and let you know that Curt Cignetti is going to work daily to make Indiana the best they can be.
Now, I don't dig the Mike Woodson third person. Now, let's stay away from third person. You're rich, you're in a town. All right, but let's stay away from the third person. But the truth of the matter is there is a feel about Indiana that has been created by Curt Cignetti. There's a feel at Indiana that has also been created by getting Mike Woodson's sorry ass out of there and Darren DeFries or whatever his name is into the basketball program. I'm telling you right now, Indiana University, the athletic department, and I'm going to include women's basketball in that. I don't know if I can go to softball yet. The coach has been there a minute. She needs to get it going. Baseball is on the rise, big time. Basketball is going to be much better than people think. I would bet them to make the national championship. And Finebaum, suck it. You're going too far because you don't understand the finances at Indiana University. I do. I always have. Cignetti's worth every penny and will continue to be. And Dolson, he ain't going nowhere. Hey, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this year on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks, simple to play. Pick more or less on a 2 to 6 player stat projection. You get your picks right, cash in. Win up to 200 times your money, 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks offers injury reboots. One of your players leaves the game in the first half. Guess what? If he doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. By the way, I won yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but I'll look it up and I'll get it to you. Download the Prize Pick app and use code DAKICH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DAKICH in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And there's a special max discount promotion live on the board right now. Warriors-Lakers game October 21st. Steph Curry is discounted to needing only more than half a point to win. Woo! Mix and match players from football, basketball, and baseball to build your dream lineup today. I'll give you my pick at the top of the hour, hour number 2. I don't understand what Skip Bayless is doing here. I've been on Skip Bayless's podcast, but he's dead to me. In a rambling, roughly 30-minute video to his 3 million followers on X, Bayless ripped Travis Hunter for getting baptized. He got baptized the morning of the Seahawks game. Proved he wasn't fully focused on football. This is idiotic. Here it is.
There was no way that Travis Hunter should have chosen to be baptized on the morning of a 1 o'clock game in Jacksonville, where he plays, obviously, for the Jaguars. Not under normal circumstances, but here's the point. The Jags are using him so little, especially on defense, where he is the most gifted, all-time gifted, that Travis Hunter is starting to lose interest. He's starting to check out mentally on the Jags. So he was actually happy to be baptized on a game day morning because football isn't taking that much concentration or focus or pregame mental preparation. Nope, not now. Now, I'm certainly not suggesting that getting baptized was any kind of protest on Travis's part. It was just a stunning indication, a stunning indication of where his head is at or not at right now. It's not really into football right now. I'll get to that point in just a minute. His attitude, obviously, in this case was, hey, they're not using me that much anyway. Why not get baptized?
That's idiotic beyond idiotic. Michael Jordan played 36 holes of golf with Jerry Roenick and drank 12 to 15 beers, went out and got 50. Michael Jordan was dropped off at a bar in his practice clothes and told, hey, come back, pick me up. They did on the way to the game. Went to shoot around, got dropped off, hung out with a bunch of buddies that were in town. Bus came back on the way to the game, picked him up. He went and dropped 50. Just shut up with that, Skip Bayless. Getting baptized is a wonderful thing, no matter when you decide to do it. Hell, I wouldn't care if he decided to go do it at halftime of the game in the pool out there, if they still have that pool in Jacksonville Stadium. This is absolute nonsense. This is trying to read into something that isn't there, but I get it. It's worked for Skip Bayless. I ain't mad at Skip Bayless. Hell, like I said, I did his show, fine. But Skip Bayless is full of shit here. Now, absolutely full of shit. And I hate the fact, damn near, that we're even reacting to it, but it's so asinine, it's so ridiculous that a guy would not care about his job because he went prior to going to the stadium to get baptized. Baptized. Now, honest to God, I'm the guy that's brutal on a lot of things. Like, I was only going to have kids in May, early June, or August. That's it. Because of my job. I get being focused, but I don't get criticizing a kid for being baptized. This is a wonderful, glorious thing that Travis Hunter did, and anybody that doesn't celebrate it is evil. I mean, it is evil to go against somebody for doing something religious so that you can get a few clicks. That's evil. That's modern day. You know, we live in this world, but we don't have to be of this world. That's kind of one of the ways I live my life. Yes, I'm in this world, but I don't have to give in to the stupidity of the world. And that's exactly what Bayless does. And this is ridiculous. This is stupid. This is moronic. And frankly, this is evil. Here's an article that Armando had. Bayless questioned Hunter's desire and drive when it comes to football. He'll compete, but he's not driven to excel at football. I wonder if this clown knows what this kid does every single day to get ready to strengthen his body, to learn both sides of the ball. I wonder if Bayless knows what he does. Scary to me because no pro football players dedicated to playing pro football would have taken such an emotional event, a life-changing event, on the morning of an early afternoon game. Let me explain something to you. You're 22, 23 years old, you get baptized, you move on to the next thing in a second. But you feel so good about yourself that you did it. It's so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. Nobody would do that. Well, if we go through the greatest quarterbacks ever, Brady, Peyton, if we go through the greatest running backs ever, Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, none of those great players, the greatest cornerback, Deion, honored his game too much. He respected the game too much. This is what it's so asinine. Look, let me explain something to you. These guys, Manning and Brady, these guys aren't all the angels you're saying. Who was at that White House in Dallas? I mean, Deion Sanders wasn't. Emmitt Smith wasn't. I mean, these guys weren't. Walter Payton had a lot of skeletons in that closet. I know one. She's hot as hell. Don't even try it. Don't even try to go to the purity of other athletes. Don't even think it. Peyton Manning, please. There's a reason he had a place downtown. Just stop, at least allegedly. Just stop. I mean, the things that the guys this man is mentioning, hey, Jim Brown, what did he do? Throw women off balconies? I mean, stop. Getting baptized is the Boy Scouts compared to what every single guy in this list, Brady, Manning, Smith, Brown, Peyton, Dion, getting baptized would be laughed at by every one of those guys. Jim Brown was literally throwing women off balconies. Look it up. That White House wasn't created because a bunch of backups in Dallas wanted a place to go and have sex, do drugs. I don't know. I'm not saying any of the guys mentioned here did it, but it wasn't created by the backups. Peyton Manning already discussed. Brady, please. He left his pregnant girlfriend. Just stop. Stop. Nothing wrong at all with what Travis Hunter did. And I wish more players would do it. And you're seeing it across the sports landscape. Last year, Ohio State, the national championship players were going around campus promoting Jesus, promoting God, promoting religions, baptizing people. It's wonderful. It's awesome. It's good to see young people involved in their faith. It's great. Just stop with the stupid. It just pisses me off. Enjoying the show? Of course you are. Make sure you head on over to youtube.com/@don'tatme with Dan Dakich to like, comment, and subscribe. That way you'll never, ever, ever miss any of our great content. I talked about this last night on the Laura Ingraham show. I got to tell you, I think when you involve kids in the trans movement, you're nothing short of evil. The Dodgers are in the middle of a postseason. However, that has not stopped them from sponsoring an event in conjunction with whatever LAFC is that will honor Leah Thomas with a Voice of Inspiration Award. So courageous of Thomas to take titles away from female athletes. That's so courageous. Golly gee. At the Rainbow Labs Violent Visionary Awards on Thursday, Thomas presented with the Voice of Inspiration. Per the event website, this honor is given to an individual whose story and actions ignite hope and courage within the LGBT whatever community. Now, here's a bigger problem with it. This organization also promotes and encourages transgender and its mania to kids. Like, I don't care whether a group wants to honor Leah Thomas, but I'll never understand why somebody like the LA Dodgers should put themselves in a position of sponsoring an event that tries to recruit kids to become transgender or encourages kids to become transgender. I really don't. Now that we're a little bit out of the transgender mania, guess what? Kids are telling horror stories. Kids are talking about being in doctor and health class. I'm learning, one kid said, about STDs and maybe I'm a girl. This is where parents come in. Hey, Dad, I think I'm a girl. No, you're not. Go outside and play football. Anyway, it is unclear precisely what Thomas did to ignite hope and courage. Was it winning events thanks to an unfair physical advantage over female competition? Was it making women uncomfortable by using their locker room and private spaces? Was it taking away opportunities for female athletes? That's Ian Miller on Outkick. And why are the Dodgers involved in that? Don't the Dodgers have any female fans? 90% of the population in this country, I would assume, including Dodger fans, think that women like Leah Thomas, Will Thomas, whatever the hell his name is, participating against men like Leah Thomas, Will Thomas, participating against women is simply wrong. We've gone so nuts in this country that we actually had idiots testifying in front of Congress that they didn't know. Biology doesn't share whether or not men are physically more gifted, stronger, bigger, more athletic than women. Huh? That's how insane we've gotten. And all of us that have common sense, I guess we were supposed to, stay quiet. Screw that. I don't give a damn if an organization wants to give an award to Leah Thomas. No skin off my back. But why are the Dodgers involved in this? Well, this organization clearly on its website talks about encouraging youth, young people, little kids to go trans. What? Why? Why does it have to be about kids? Today, a kid might want to be a banker. Tomorrow, a kid might want to be a fireman. Tuesday, a kid might want to be a baseball player. Wednesday, a kid might want to be a carpenter. But boy, oh boy, I want to be trans. Yeah, let's get it done. No, it's sick. It's disgusting. And I get it, though. If I ask a question, maybe I should have the answer. Magic Johnson's kid, I don't know his or her name, whatever the hell. is trans all over the place. Makes a big flashy show of herself. Good for her, him, whatever. So Magic Johnson, part owner of the Dodgers, I'm sure encourages it, and it's great. Here's Riley Gaines, voice of inspiration. The only people Will Thomas inspired are other men who realize you can take everything from women, our records, our spaces, our opportunity, and still get a standing ovation. It's 2025, not 2020. We're done pretending that's courage. That's right. I'll kick ass the Dodgers and LAFC if they supported Thomas being labeled as a voice of inspiration and asked for clarification as to what specifically they thought Thomas had done that was inspiring. As of time right now, neither had responded. Of course they don't. They don't have to. Like, they got to be loud and tell us. You know, you get a month, don't you? You get a month for all your trans stuff. Hell, veterans get a day. Memorial Day is a day. I don't even know if cops and firemen get a day, but we got to all pretend. I could care less if you're gay. It doesn't matter to me a minute. But why are you allowed to ride your bike naked down the middle of the street here in Indy or Chicago or wherever? What is that about? I mean, equal treatment, right? But special. No, it's absurd. And doing it to little kids really pisses me off. And I was all fired up on Laura Ingraham last night because the more I heard it, the more I got pissed off. Hey, you guys want to go out there and celebrate all your stuff? Good for you, man. No one's stopping you. No one's hating on you. Look, World of Aquatics, I guess World Aquatics is the governing body of swimming. They took away and did not allow Will Thomas to participate in the Olympics. The Olympic Committee didn't either. University of Penn took away records. Good. Now, one thing World Aquatics did was they put an open division. You want to be trans? Go compete against trans. But that's not enough either. The bitching, whining, and moaning about that is through the roof. Can't please people. It wasn't long ago, Angel Reese, man. I love Angel Reese. She is so freaking dumb. I love it. She was complaining about how people are looking at her to sexualize her. Hey, let me tell you something. She's the antidote to Viagra, at least in my world. The same Angel Reese just became the first athlete ever to strut her stuff in a Victoria's Secret runway show. But don't sexualize me. I'm a victim. Yeah. Here is Angel Reese complaining, crying, bitching, whining, moaning about being, quote, sexualized. All the girl does is take off her clothes or wear things where the camel toe is sprouting. But now, when it's time to be a victim, guess what? She gonna go victim. Here she is.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and, like, not be there for them.
Man, oh man, everything's a victim. Everything's a victim. She's full of shit. I mean, this was after she posed half naked for Sports Illustrated. What are you posting for? Oh, I'm celebrating my body. My ass. Apparently, the sexualization allegations have been put to rest. Angel Reese walked barely clothed. Her ass barely had any covers on it. Right across the stage last night in New York City without a world in the world as men around the world watched her live on Amazon Prime. I've been sexualized. Remember 2 weeks ago? Everybody wants to be a victim. You're racist. Yeah, Gronk says differently, at least is where it comes to me. I don't know. I just get a kick out of all the victimization. I'm sexualized. Hey, you got anything that I can walk in that doesn't, fit? Hey, good for her, though. She's probably become more popular, I would guess, when she walks in an airport. I guess they probably paid her a lot yesterday, but when she walks in an airport, Angel Reese, hey, and that's enough for this little girl. But she's so stupid. I love it. I love it. It's not about me today. I put in the work. It's for young girls who are looking up to me, knowing that they can be in this very moment and be in these seats and these shoes, and they should continue to dream really, really big. I'm not going to shy away from looking like this because I work my ass off for this body. Being sexy is something that I love and always embrace. Okay. All right. Angel, hon, baby, sweetie, you're not being sexualized. Men fueled on Frank Thomas testosterone juice that's selling at 3 a.m. see a woman they find attractive, and then they shoot their shots. That's Joe Kinsey. Man, I love it. The world we live in is awesome. I'm sexualized. Hey, I mean, what have I told you? The theme of my entire show is just stop gaslighting us. Just stop gaslighting. Racists that call others racist are always the most racist. Women, I'm sexualized. They always can't wait to put on something skimpy. I mean, just stop it. No, actually continue it. Because I'm kind of digging it. I am. I think it's kind of cool. I love the bullshit now. I do. I get a kick out of it. If somebody says I'm being sexualized, all you got to do is look at your watch and you know in 10 minutes they'll be wearing nothing. If somebody calls you a racist, all you got to do is wait and they'll be talking about how evil white people are. It's the world we live in. What? And it's no different in politics. All these guys, Nazi, fascists, blah, 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 blah. Oh, jeez. I got a headache. Hey, as we talked about last week, Arizona Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon was fined $100K for kind of, sort of, whatever he did, throw a punch, grab running back Yermani DeMarcado after he dropped the ball short of the goal line, which started an incredible collapse against the hapless Tennessee Titans. He later issued an apology, but the incident has added to the perception that the Cardinals head coach struggles to keep his emotions in check. Man, I understand. Why has everybody got to keep their emotions in check? Why? I mean, Ditka didn't. Belichick really didn't. I don't know. Who else has won Super Bowls? They did. Sean Payton doesn't. He's yelling at Knicks. He's won a Super Bowl. I don't know. Andy Reid doesn't. Sirianni doesn't. Why do we got to keep our emotions in check? I don't know. Anyway, it's noteworthy. Gannon was asked during Wednesday's press conference about managing his emotions while dealing with injuries and lineup adjustments rather than another fiery reaction. I love fiery reactions. The head coach of the Cardinals surprised everybody with the direction that he went. Listen to this.
Coach, how early in your career did you have to start trying to figure out how to take the emotion out of coaching as far as when you have all these injuries and you have all these different pieces? When's the first time that you can recall that?
2007, when our quarterback went to jail.
Coach, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If you understand this, 2007, Gannon, the quarterback in question was none other than Michael Vick. Gannon was a quality control defensive assistant with the Falcons. Vick pled guilty to federal charges surrounding his role in a dogfighting ring in August of 2007. Vick missed 2 seasons in prison, returned to the NFL with the Eagles. He's now the head coach at Norfolk State. I guess that's when he learned to keep his emotions in check. I'm starting to like Gannon a lot. I'm a root for Gannon a lot. I am. Why do we all got to keep our emotions in check in sports? Well, you know, head coach can't be going crazy. Ditka did. He won a Super Bowl, the best team that I saw. Sirianni does. They just won the Super Bowl, been to 2. Andy Reid, he got Travis Kelce and everybody yelling. Andy's kind of crazy. I don't know. But everybody's supposed to keep their emotions in check. What? Huh? What are we all supposed to do? I got to keep my emotions in check because players say I should keep my emotions in check. My ass! Get out there, yell, scream, demand. Demand. Sirianni doesn't. Sirianni, you know, he's an emotional Italian, as he says. What are you talking about? Greatest coaches in history have been fiery dudes. Not all, some. Tom Landry, he kept his emotions in check, and then he went in the locker room and cut you or gave you some steroids. I mean, let's cut out the phony crap. Everybody in coaching understand, well, most do. You got to be you. You got to be you, period. And if you're not you, then players will catch on to that so damn fast. Hey, we got a little bit on Joy Reid. You ready? Listen to this. Joy Reid says Republicans are afraid to come on The View. All right, Joy Reid.
I think that we should have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us. It's like Marjorie Taylor Greene says that she finds the Republican men afraid of powerful women. Well, that may be true of all the political persuasions. But if they would come on this show and they can explain to us what they're trying to do to this country.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a good spin. I don't think there's a single Republican, and I looked across Twitter yesterday, and every notable Republican is saying, hey, let's go. A study over the summer found not a single conservative guest had appeared on The View. Not in 2025. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett, Jill Biden, Hakeem Jeffries, Tammy Duckworth, they know exactly what they're doing here. There's not a Republican alive that's afraid to go on that show. The beauty of that show, though, is we keep talking about them, and I don't understand. The reason that they don't book conservative guests, it's self-preservation. You get on there with like-thinking people. Joy Behar doesn't want to debate. She wants to tell you. She wants an echo chamber where every take is a group hug for liberal feelings, including the crowd that goes, yes, let's trans our kids. Idiots, morons, dumbasses. The show's allergic to facts and certainly allergic to, well, logic. Nope, Joy. Republicans aren't hiding. You're just afraid of what would happen if one of them showed up and started asking real questions. Because then The View would have to live up to its name and actually, see reality and have a view that is outside of tunnel vision. Again, what's the theme of our show? The gaslighting never ends. It just never ends. You think you can say this, like yesterday, Pritzker. Pritzker said he won $1.4 million gambling. He said it in his tax returns. And then when asked about, well, I was in Vegas, I like to play cards, I found a charitable poker game. Bullshit. The gaslighting never, ever stops. I would like to, because they have this, at least my producers have always had this, a list of who they have invited and who has appeared on our show. So, get your producer front and center. Here's our list right here. Well, not the can. Here's our list. It's right here. We've invited so-and-so, such and such, so-and-so, such and such, and so-and-so. Can't provide that list. Doesn't exist. Stop gaslighting us. I'm going to get a new T-shirt out. Stop the damn gaslighting. Be right back. It is Shot Clock Violation with Danny Z and Hammer Time. I don't see the screen, so I can't tell you which one is which. Just rest assured the guy with the hat is Danny Z, and Hammer is the guy celebrating the greatness that is the Indianapolis Colts. 4 topics, 4 rounds. We debate, 30 seconds on the clock. Best take ends in a 2-2 tie, which it will. We'll go to a 5th because I like talking to these clowns. Anyway, you go over to Shot Clock Buzzer. We'll just bitch, whine, and moan at each other. That's the show. Leave me alone. All right, I flipped the coin. Danny Z, you're first. After going into Eugene and bumping off Oregon, Indiana now has the best road win in the college football season. Are the Hoosiers the best team in the country at this moment, Danny Z?
I don't know why I come on this show, to be honest with you. I mean, we start with a soap reference. I don't know what the hell that is. That was probably on the air before my dad was born. Then you called me a clown. Now we're talking about Indiana. I mean, does it ever stop? Can we ever have a show where we actually look at things like that I care about, that I want to talk about, not the freaking Indiana Hoosiers?
Run that clock.
Or the
Start that 30-second shot clock.
Else. It's every freaking Friday we have to go through this. And yeah, you always say, Danny Z's going to whine about something. Well, freaking... What choice do I have? It's references I don't get. It's Indiana crap. It's you calling me a clown. What else do you want me to do? No, Indiana's not the best team in the country. Let's stop pretending like they wouldn't be 10-point underdogs against Ohio State or touchdown underdogs against any of the top SEC teams. They're having a nice run. Do we even know how good Oregon is? Apparently Penn State stinks, so who is Oregon beating? Get out of here. I'm done.
Angry. Angry because his Penn State Nittany Lions can't find a coach. Angry that Cignetti stayed at Indiana and didn't even explore that clown. I'll go with clown. Pat Kraft, who I've met and I think is a clown. Hammer, Indiana, best team in college football?
I feel like it's that scene in Good Will Hunting where I'm waiting for the coach here to just give Danny Z a big hug. It's not your fault. It's not your fault Penn State is ass. It's not your fault. Listen, the way you presented the question, though, like if I'm taking the SAT, the question was, are they the best team right now? Right now, they may be. They've got the best road win in America. A couple weeks ago, it was Oregon who had the best road win in America. But it turns out that changed over the last couple of weeks as Penn State turned out to be frauds. We'll have the answer here in a couple of weeks, but as of right now, at the time of this program, I think Indiana can make a case of being the best team in America.
I think you can make a case that Indiana be a 10-point favorite over every team in the country. You can make that case. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying you can make that case.
I'll take that bet anytime, Dan.
Wants to say they would be underdogs, but they're 17-2. They haven't lost. They went to Oregon where they were an underdog, and next thing you know, they got it done. I don't care about what Vegas says. I care about how you're playing on the field. And Indiana University showed itself to be the best football team in America. Skip Bayless says Travis Hunter getting baptized before a game shows he's disinterested in football. So you tell me, is Skip onto something about focus and priorities, or is this just another Skip Bayless reach for the Hot Take Hall of Fame? Hammer time.
Yeah, hold on. We're not going to get to the Skip Bayless thing just yet. I want Dan's bookie. Like, who makes their own line and gets that? Like, if you're telling me you can get Indiana as, favorites over anybody in the country, okay. Because your words were, I don't care what Vegas has to say. Boy, those are some famous last words of a degenerate gambler right here. Trust me, I know that. I think Indiana probably would be a 7-8 point underdog to Ohio State on a neutral field. Field.
So what?
That's not bad.
You think
that's not bad at all.
Great. Good for you. You think that, and Danny thinks that. Great. I'm watching the game, and I'm like, I can see where Vegas would say Indiana's the favorite. Good for you thinking that. Good for Danny thinking that. I've watched these teams, and to me, Indiana is a more well-rounded team than Ohio State, much better offensively, maybe not as good defensively. I've watched Miami. I bet them to go undefeated. They're fine, but they're not playing anybody. So good, you think that, and Danny thinks that. I think different. That's the beauty of this show.
Okay. I'm just saying, I think Vegas would think more the other direction.
You think Vegas would think. Vegas hasn't made that decision yet. I think Vegas might say Indiana's a favorite.
Okay. All right. What's the Skip Bayless question? I don't know. Skip Bayless, go wear your Jordans. Go drink some Mountain Dew. I don't care what Skip Bayless has to say.
Good answer. Good answer. There you go. Travis Hunter baptized. Bayless says he's not focused on football, Danny.
I want 10.5 points, Indiana, Penn State in Happy Valley, second weekend of November. I will bet whatever you want, whatever the stakes are. I'll take the 10.5 with Penn State without a quarterback, without a coach. I'll take the 10.5. What were we talking about?
I don't know if I said, did I say 10.5 or did I say 10?
I think you said 10.5, but I'll take whatever. I'll take 10. That's fine.
I'll
Skip
give you
Bayless.
9.5.
Oh, yeah. Skip. Oh, now see, here we go. We start backpedaling a little bit. I know you love bikes. I love you. I love the backpedal starting. What are we talking about? Skip Bayless. Oh yeah. Why are we talking about Skip Bayless? He's just trying to stay relevant. Criticizing someone for getting baptized isn't that just screams of please pay attention to me. Look at me. I'm still here. He doesn't work for anyone anymore. Now he's trying to go off on his own. He's like Keith Olbermann. I really think Skip is starting down that Keith Olbermann path, except he's sticking just to sports, where he's just going to give the craziest take he can think of every week so that people will listen to him and do what we're doing right now, which is talk about him on this show for no reason other than the fact that he said something stupid. Of course it's dumb.
Is that a good business model, though? I think it's a good business model for him, because here we are talking about him, and it might not be in a flattering light, but as long as he gets the clicks and the attention, I think he gets paid pretty well.
Well, that's kind of my point. Is why are we talking about it? Let's just let him fade off into the abyss.
I'm with Danny, Skip Bayless to me is like baseball to you. Why are we talking about it? I don't care. I do kind of sort of care about this, and I'm glad Indianapolis is not in the middle of this as of yet. It still could be, but Brian Callahan, he gone. He gone right now. A lot of coaches are talking about being fired, including Mike McDaniel. The carousel is spinning. Who do you think is the next coach, Danny Z, to get the pink slip, and why?
Well, it's got to be McDaniel. I mean, you can't show up to a press conference after getting beat for the fifth time this season in joggers. I think you can wear whatever you want when you're winning. It's showing up in the joggers. Did you guys see the clip of him like trying to answer why they lost the game? It's 30 seconds. I don't think he actually strung together one coherent thought. He's actually become a Democrat politician when he's doing press conferences where he just says a lot of words, but they don't ever go anywhere. He doesn't formulate any ideas. It absolutely has to be McDaniel. I'm not even sure there's another coach really on the hot seat right now.
The jogger question, though, Aaron Glenn's lost 6 games, I think, and he's wearing joggers, but he's in his first year, right? I mean, he not – I mean, you go 0-17, though.
Switch to the jog. Switch off the joggers, Aaron Glenn. Mike McDaniel, switch off the joggers.
Yeah, put some pants
Aaron Glenn,
on.
Aaron Glenn has a little bit of. Aaron Glenn at least has a little bit more clout because he played at a high level. He played in the NFL. He was a great player. Mike McDaniel was not. Yeah. I think there's also a difference there.
There's only one guy that's ever looked cool wearing like joggers and capris in professional settings, and it's LL Cool J. Everybody else, put some damn pants on, pull your pants down. I think the capri jogger crowd is a combined 1-11 right now. And yes, to answer the question, McDaniel is the guy. He's too goofy. He should have been fired already. But if I have to pick another name here, the Arizona Cardinals guy. What's his name? John Glennon? Gannon? John
That's
Gannon?
Dakich's guy. That's Dakich's guy. Be careful.
Listen, I'm not mad that you yelled at the running back that dropped the ball. I probably would have done the same thing. But the fact that management picked a side in that and fined the coach and didn't do anything to the player, really, look, I'm not somebody that works in a front office, but that just reeks of I don't have the support of my management here. So
I get it.
Gannon should probably start winning a few football games here if I were him.
I don't actually agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't think it had anything to do with I don't support the coach. I think it's just a scared organization. The coach put his hands on someone, and you know how we have to freak out about that. I think that's just a scared GM, a scared owner who are like, we got to do something about this because, God forbid a coach goes a little. I've been watching the show today. I agreed with most everything you said, Dakich, on Gannon. I like Gannon a lot. As far as the emotions in check, by the way, the crowd that's telling him to keep his emotions in check, we're all supposed to be emotional. Isn't that the whole thing? Let your emotions out. You got to say what's on your mind. You got to be you. Isn't that everything they preach? Then all of a sudden this guy's him, and it's like, oh, no, keep those emotions in check. No.
Okay, it's not just emotions, though, too. It's a pretty shitty clock management. If you watch some of those losses late in the game, it's not been a well-oiled machine out there in Arizona. And I don't know what they've done to Marvin Harrison Jr. They have found a way to break Marvin Harrison Jr.
True.
This dude went from being one of the greatest college receivers we've ever seen to a guy that's become the meme of the little girl that can't catch the ball right now. So between that and management going, oh, I hope it's okay with you, but we're going to send a message and fine you thousands of dollars and let the other dude skate. I'm just telling you, the writing's on the wall. I have been fired from radio stations before, and I can tell when the hammer's about to come down. And if I'm John Gannon here, I'm looking over my shoulder at that Grim Reaper.
Were you saying something, Danny?
I don't want to get on the rant about clock management. I don't understand why NFL coaches are so bad at it. I don't understand why every team doesn't hire one guy, pay him $200,000 a year. He's got one freaking job. All it is, you look at me and I give you this or this on should I call a timeout right now. That's it. You got one guy. You pay him $200,000. He's got one job to manage the clock, manage timeouts. You look over at me, I'll do it. Any NFL coach, I'll do it. I'll do it. You just look at me. Most games you won't even need me. I'll just collect my check and do nothing. But that one time when it really freaking matters, go read my article on Kyle Shanahan. By the way, Kyle Shanahan, great NFL coach, great schemer. Terrible clock manager. No one talks about it. Happened a couple weeks ago against the Jaguars. He called arguably the worst timeout of the entire season.
Look, the Colts back in the day when Tressel got fired and was doing nothing, they put him up in the booth. I think they paid him $250,000 for like 7-8 games, and he was up in the booth, and he was in charge of clock management. It was brilliant. I don't know why you don't do that either. If President Trump decides that certain cities are too unsafe, should he have the power to pull hosting privileges like he's talked about with Boston for the 2026 World Cup, or is that too much of an overreach? I don't know who's first. Hammer, you're first.
Not too much of an overreach if it's about safety of the people attending the event. If you've got concerns that safety isn't paramount in some of these Democrat-led cities, you can't be having people come over for the world's largest sporting events, the World Cup, and either be mugged in the streets, robbed, or the country looks embarrassing to other people. Like, you're going to have all these other countries in the United States, and they're going to see our Gays for Palestine rallies. There are going to be people that have voted for kings in these other countries coming over here, watching our No Kings rallies, and we're going to become the laughing stock of the United States. So absolutely, like, the image of America matters to Donald Trump, and I think it matters to a lot of people. So yes, if you feel like the safety isn't there and some nonsense is going to take place, move it the hell out of there.
Danny.
Should he have the power to do it? Yes. Should he exercise it? Absolutely not. And here's why. This is like why everyone should throw a big party once a year. Because it'll make you clean your house. Throw one party a year, and I promise you will clean your house that one time, and then once a year, you will always have a clean house, and then you do it every year, and it'll never get out of control. You have them host these games because I guarantee you those Democrat politicians will clean up those cities so freaking fast before the world shows up, because nothing matters more to Democratic politicians than image. So yes, leave it in those crappy cities, because I bet that's the only way we're going to get them cleaned up.
This just in, teams with the best record against teams currently with winning records. The number one team in the country is Indiana at 5-0. I'm just
10 points. I'll take it.
Team in the country.
Oh no, are we down to 9 or are we down to 8 since we started talking?
No, I'll give
7?
you 10. If I said 10,
we're back to 10.
Hold on. We'll go to the tape. I'll have Dylan look. If it's 10, I'll give you 10. If it's 10.5, I'll give you 10.5. Whatever I said, I will give. I just didn't know if I said 10 or 10.5. Of course, I'd like to buy it down to 9.5 because, 9.5 is a little easier.
If it's 10, it might as well be 12 or 13 because 11's a dead number.
Right. I mean, that's why. But if I said 10.5, it's 10.5. That's to your point, didn't San Francisco clean up everything in San Francisco when the Chinese delegation rolled through there?
As hell
didn't it
did.
look like, right?
But here in Indianapolis, though,
like
we had this big convention taking place of like all these soldiers coming in, like the Dutch national soldiers came in. They went for a night of drinking in downtown Indianapolis, and one of them got shot and killed. Now, this was just a convention of like military badasses that was here in Indy, but this became like a pretty big story internationally. You can't be having people getting shot and killed, even if the streets are clean.
That's Norwegian guys, right? Wasn't the Norwegian guy right off the circle right there downtown a couple years ago?
Yeah, they were training for some exercise against like urban warfare. And of course, here in Indianapolis, they were shot and killed.
Yeah, I got called really bad names for bringing that out the other day. Anyway, Portland protesters went buck-ass naked. They got on bikes and went full birthday suit to take on ice. It didn't matter. Rain, rubber ducks, zero shame. Is this peak performance? What is this? I love Davey. Davey's really smart. Is this peak performance art or just another example of things you cannot unsee in Oregon? What's the message here of nudity? I asked on Facebook or Twitter, why naked? Why must Portland people protest naked? Danny Z, they're laying in the streets naked. They're on bikes naked. They're protesting in front of ICE naked. Explain to me why naked.
So you're asking me to get inside the head of crazy people. Okay. I don't know that I can do that because I'm sane and I think rationally and with common sense. Also, is there a group of people that you want to see naked less than Portland protesters? Like you hear Portland protest. I just want everyone to close their eyes and think Portland protester. What's the first thing that comes to mind? It ain't someone you want to see naked. I can tell you that. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't care. I didn't see any of the videos because I refused to look at them.
I saw the video, and to your point, I cannot unsee it. And whatever you think in your mind of Portland protesters naked, they lived up to it. Unbelievable. Naked is not what you see in Playboy. Naked is freaking gross, and I weep for the bicycle seats, Hammer.
Movies have ruined nudity for us because we're led to believe that every prostitute looks like some sort of supermodel. Every nude beach, you're going to see nothing but Kate Upton walking around topless. That's not how it is. The real reality is, at most nude beaches, you're seeing some big 300-pound sweat hog mama that looks like Joy Behar, and most prostitutes you're going to find at a truck stop that smell like cigarettes and back fat. So try to get inside the mind of a Portland nudist. Look, this is what Portland does. And it's not just a Portland thing. Let's not forget about our fine friends down in Florida, too. If I told you there's a story of a batshit crazy woman that's naked on a bike, it could be Portland, it could be Florida. It's a batshit crazy thing. I don't know why they're naked. Naked feels good, but nobody wants to see these people naked.
I was in the Atlanta airport, and sirens or whatever went off, and some lady that looked like a big fat bear was walking through the airport with flip-flops on, buck-ass naked.
Yeah.
I'm like, Indianapolis, the gay pride parade, this is a few years ago. Dudes are naked in front of kids. I ripped it. The head of the parade called into my show and said, "You're right. We can't do that." I'm like, thank you. Why, Danny, is there any difference? I know we're talking about it, but people would be talking about people protesting in front of an ICE facility. Is there any difference in your mind by the publicity gathered by being naked?
I don't understand the question.
Does naked bring you more attention than not being naked for doing something that would bring you attention anyway?
Well, yes. Obviously. You put naked in any headline and people are going to click on it. I mean, Ron White has a great joke about it where he says, guys, back me up. If you've seen one woman naked, you want to see the rest of them naked, right? Like, it doesn't even matter. He goes, it could be some fat old biker chick. She's like, you want to see my boobs? Yes, I do. All right, that's enough. Roll them back up. Yeah, it gets clicks. I mean, but it's, I don't know. Dude, I'm distracted by my cat over my shoulder here. It's throwing me off my game a little bit.
Wow.
Look at the look on the cat's face. The cat looks like he just saw a naked Antifa protester in Portland. Look at those eyes. The cat's a little freaked out right there.
Hammer, before we let you go, you got anything on the degenerate side of things today? Anything at all?
So let's look at some MAC action. Little MACtion this weekend. Toledo and Kent State. Don't look now, but Kent State comes in on a heater. They won a game last week. I believe it was their first win against an FBS program in quite a while. Their team total for this week at Toledo. Now, Toledo's got a really good defense, but it's just 11.5. Just 11.5 is the team total for Kent State. I'm going to ride the Lightning, Coach. We're going over 11.5. If you can get a turnover on defense, if you can get a muffed punt, find yourself in position, you can probably backdoor your way into at least 13 points.
I like to make fun of Hammer, as you guys know, especially with his betting picks. But I will say, you asked for a degenerate special, and you got a MAC team total over. I mean, if that doesn't scream degenerate, I don't know what does.
Not only did you get a MAC team total over, but I would argue in the history of college football where they're actually giving scholarships to players, Kent State's the worst in the history of college football. I would bet on that. I'm not saying I'm right, but that would be something that, Hammer, you would agree. They're in the conversation, are they? There you go.
They
Original
are just
line
ass.
was 10. Where'd you guys get the 10.5? Don't be going all guns on me. See, one thing about betting you guys here at Outkick, Gunzelman bet and then he lost and he hasn't paid yet. I said 10. I knew I said 10. I never put a hook in. I don't like the hook. I hate the hook. I'll take it.
All right.
I might have added the
graphic.
Just
Keep
like you
that
tried
graphic.
just like you tried to buy it down to 9.5, I tried to buy it up to 10.5 because why not? Who doesn't try to get the extra half point?
That's fair. That's degenerate move. That's 1,000% fair. Hammer, which side of this line are you on?
So if I understand the bet correctly, it's Indiana or literally any other team in the country, and any other team in the country is catching 10?
No. It's Indiana at Penn State. I know.
No.
But
Your original comment was any team.
I know it was. I know what it was. I know exactly what it was. But then the bet became, you said, I'll take 10 points 2-3 weeks, whenever it is, in Happy Valley.
November 8th.
That's it.
Yeah, see, as much as Danny Z bitches that we talk Indiana stuff, I don't care about the Penn State game. You guys can have the Penn State game. They're irrelevant now. I heard any team in the country, give me the Buckeyes in the 10. Can I get the Buckeyes in the 10? If they play Ohio State here in Indy in that Big Ten championship game, give me the Buckeyes and those 10 points.
No. Well, let me see.
No?
Let me see. Mendoza gets hurt? No. Fair?
Fair. If everybody stays healthy, though, I want this line locked in.
Yeah. We'll bet 50 cents, and it'll be a hell
of a bet.
Wait a minute.
I will defend Dakich here. I will defend. This is rare, but I'll defend Dakich. He did say I would give Indiana a 10-point favorite right now, today. Things could change in 7 weeks. Got to see how they're playing. Everything could change. Ohio State could play a lot. Like, I do respect that Dan put on there right now, today, because things change, as you guys know better than anyone, day to day, week to week in sports.
We've got injury insurance on this bet. I like it.
And that's why I asked, and Davey put in the original question, which was, right now, is Indiana the best football team in the country?
Which is why it was a safe thing to say for Dakich. I'll give the 10 right now because they don't play anyone this week, and he can easily amend it next week.
Hey, I'll give you 10, and I'll give you Michigan State this week.
The line's 26, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. It's 27.
That's why it was a safe thing to say. That's why it was a safe thing to say.
Love hanging out with you, snarky mother truckers. Appreciate you. Have a great week. See you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Football. Those clowns off of the air. They wouldn't go anywhere. That's why we're running a little bit late. Hey, Prize Picks. You know we love Prize Picks, and we're on fire with Prize Picks. Here's the deal. I'm giving you 3. And normally I give you 2. But I'm giving you 3 this weekend because, well, frankly, I believe in these 3. I've had a lot of luck with Prize Picks. All you got to do is download right there the Prize Picks app. I'm going to get to the picks of the week. Cam Ward, Tennessee Titans, is going to throw a touchdown pass against New England. Now, Cam Ward, not exactly great, not exactly awful, but many people are saying, hey, wait a second. This guy's a shining light. I know Vrabel's coming in there to bust that ass, and it might be 20-0 in the first quarter. And you know what? He might just keep throwing. But he's going to have a touchdown pass. So is Tua. Here's one thing I've learned. When guys get into a little bit of controversy like Tua did, they usually come back pretty strong. And I think Tua's pretty mentally tough. Now, maybe, just maybe, I'm thinking of Tua in college where he came in the second half of the national championship game and was terrific. That's mental toughness to me. But Tua going up against Cleveland, got to tell you, I kind of sort of think the Cleveland defense is pretty good. And he might get knocked out of the game by the massive and angry and very, very good and tough and smart Myles Garrett. He might not. But I can see Tua throwing a couple touchdown passes in this. And I'm digging Dylan Gabriel on the other side. You know what? I don't know if Dylan Gabriel's any good. And I'm sad about David Moore. I think it's David Moore. I always forget. Terrific player. Yeah, David Moore out of Purdue had to retire because of an off-the-field injury. What a great kid. He won't have him to throw to. He hasn't had him to throw to all year. But I like these three. And all you got to do is download the Prize Pick app today. Use code DAKICH. Get 50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DAKICH. Get 50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I like this pick. I don't normally go 3. Usually I'm 2. Here's my betting reasoning. Any profit is a good profit. You never go broke making a profit. So I don't have to bet $100 to win $10,000. I don't have to do that. I just like continuing to grow my bank account. All right? I'm tired of this story. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it again. And, Davey, I want your reaction to this because I'm tired. Maybe I shouldn't be. And I'm going to read this story, then I'm going to bring in Davey because this story, don't let it happen. According to Joe Buck, the Las Vegas Raiders were not happy that ESPN showed Tom Brady in the coach's booth wearing a headset during a Monday night football game. So what? I think it was more perception of it than reality. And this is why I'm tired of it. Everybody's got a perception. It was the visual. Last person I'm telling what to do is Tom Brady. But yeah, I thought the visibility, and I know they weren't happy that got out, but he's in a booth with a headset on. Good, he's a part owner. I mean, all you got to do is look on the sidelines of Indiana Colts games, and there's Carly Irsay, son or daughter of the late Jim Irsay, current person running the Colts franchise, on the sideline with a headset and a clipboard. So what? Joe Buck also said we're all at least smart enough to know that there are cameras everywhere, and they're going to find you. Cameras found it. Then it becomes a big thing, and then just like everything else in the world, it goes away 5 seconds later, and everybody moves on. Right. That seemed a little too public to me. The headset with the Raiders. So what? Good. It's public to you, Joe. You're a freaking announcer. Who cares? Now, honestly, these announcers are getting themselves like, okay, Joe, you don't like it. Wonderful. So what? Troy Aikman doesn't like Caleb Williams. Wonderful. So what? I mean, what are you talking about here? I mean, seriously. I don't know. You tell me. Look, you're an announcer. It seemed a little too public, headset. But I think the production meeting staff has much ado about nothing. The whole inside information, I don't know what he's going to get that's going to help him as an executive. If owners don't like it, then I guess it's their prerogative. Davey, help me out here. Davey, should I care more about this?
Dan, I don't know if you should care more about it, but I do think this is a very interesting storyline simply from the NFL as the Mel soap opera. The drama that comes along with anything Tom Brady does, what the NFL does, adds to the intrigue of the league because, I mean, let's take, this was a Monday Night Football game. Everyone's always talking about how the refs are in the pocket of the Chiefs. The Chiefs didn't have a single penalty last Sunday night. 0 penalties. How often does that happen in an NFL game?
That doesn't.
It doesn't. And so now it's
that doesn't.
With Tom Brady here, and you're looking at like, all right, well, obviously he's not helping the Raiders. What are they, 1-5 right now? It's not exactly going well with the Pete Carroll, Geno Smith era of the Las Vegas Raiders, but I don't care what Joe Buck says. I find Joe Buck to be annoying, to be honest with you, Dan. I don't know why everyone's like,
I do too.
He's so great. It's like, what has he done that's just made him great? It's like his dad, it's like nepotism where his dad was in his position, and it's like, oh, wow, Joe Buck, he's incredible. No, I'm not buying it. I don't care what he has to say. I do like that the NFL, though, this is another storyline to follow because it's Tom Brady. It's like, oh, we got to talk about Tom Brady.
You make a great point. If you really put together, and they did on ESPN, it was called playmakers, I think, and the ESPN ran a series. The NFL got mad. Basically, it was too close of a reality show for the NFL being a soap opera. But you're absolutely right. This is just another made up, ridiculous, silly soap opera-ish. And you're right. Throw Tom Brady's name in there and let's take off. Let's go, right? No, you're absolutely right with that, 100%.
So I don't think, we're going to continue to see this. I haven't looked at the schedule, but obviously with Tom Brady calling games for Fox, he's not able to be with the Raiders on most days or most game days. So I'm not sure if they have any more primetime games coming up. But I guarantee you, if they're on Thursday Night Football, Brady's going to be there, and we're going to have this storyline again. Or what they'll do is they'll make it a storyline about how Tom Brady's not there because of the perception of when he was there on Monday Night Football.
You know what's interesting to me? Every coach that I know, and I've actually talked to guys about this, both basketball, mostly basketball coaches, actually. We've talked to a couple guys on our show. You're in a production meeting. You know Tom Brady's an owner of the Raiders. Are you really giving him anything? Maybe somebody, let's take Mike McDaniel. Maybe Mike McDaniel wants to work for Tom Brady at some point because he knows he's going to get shit canned I don't know. But no coach that I know that is sitting there and I look down my schedule and say, well, we play the Raiders in 6 weeks. They're not giving Brady nothing. And I would, in fact, say if Brady's in the meeting, then I'm just going to talk gibberish or I'm going to learn, I'm going to learn Spanish and just talk about nothing. I wouldn't give him shit. But him with a headphone on in a booth, who cares? Who really cares? Boy, you're right about it. The soap opera thing is so right. It's so right, Davey. Man. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we're just going to continue to get more of it. And, I always Mike Leach was one of my favorite coaches, Dan. And it's just, if you are the coach, I don't know why you just don't lie to these people to begin with. I know most coaches, I think it was Mike McCarthy came out and said, I wasn't giving them anything anyway. I know, Mike Leach would always just kind of, put in random tidbits that weren't exactly true, but it's just he found it funny. I don't know. I like that type of stuff. And then it makes the announcers look dumb to where they actually got to do their research and find out what's real and what's not.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I don't blame anybody. If you want to give him stuff, that's on you. If you don't want to give him stuff, that's on you. But Brady goes out and takes a dump, and next thing you know, we all got to lose our mind. I think you saw the clip of Aaron Rodgers running down celebrating the touchdown, and his big old lineman comes and tackles him. Did Rodgers overreact? Did he underreact? Did he act appropriately? I think he acted appropriately. I'd be pissed. Because you can get hurt in that. I don't know. What do you think?
That game started too late to have Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers playing at their ripe old age. It's got to be one of the oldest quarterback matchups to ever happen in the NFL. But I think Rodgers handled it well. And, both offenses looked great. I think more of that was just both defenses were terrible. But no, I thought Aaron did a really good job last night and in handling that situation. And at least the Joe Flacco storyline is going to continue to make some news. And the Bengals, at least if you're a Bengals fan, Dan, you got hope for one more week.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, the Bengals, next thing you know, Flacco's out there slinging it. Flacco's out there looking like he's in his Actually, if I were Cleveland, I would have to look at myself because I swear to God, I know I said this it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 now. I guess it was 3 now. His last game in Cleveland, he looked disinterested. He looked old. He looked indecisive. Disinterested mostly. He looked like he didn't give a shit. And last night, I thought it was fun to watch those two guys. One guy scored, next guy's marching them down. I don't know if the defenses are worth a damn, but it was fun to watch those two guys take their team down the field. That was good.
Not something you see every day, Dan. It's gives the longevity for the NFL quarterback. You'll love to see it.
Last thing. NBA starts next week. You interested?
Honestly, no. I don't have a team. It's one of those things, Dan. I love college basketball. Can't wait for that to start. But I I can't get into the NBA, especially regular season.
Yeah, I like the NBA because I like the Pacers. No, let me back up. I watch the Pacers. I like going to Pacer games. I enjoy the playoffs immensely. It's one of my favorite things. I've said this before. On a beautiful May day, after it's been cold here in Indy, you go downtown, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. By the time I get there, it's usually 5. Games at 7. Have a drink, grab dinner, and then, you come out, and most times there's gunshots later on in the night and whatever. But, hey, that's all right. At least you have a good time during that particular time. But, no, I'm with you. I'm not all that shot in the ass, not even a little bit. All right, when we come back, Terann and Joe sitting in a tree. Screencaps, Joe Kinsey, Terann Hilow next. It's going to be awesome, baby.
Football.
We love Screencaps, nightcaps, every caps. And our next guest, Joe Kinsey and I, talk every week. But Terann Hilow, here is how she is described by one of the people at Outkick. I was just kidding the other day. The guy said, Terann is and has always been my number one for as long as I can't remember. She's in a league of her own, the most perfect woman God ever created with the most beautiful smile. There you go. Joe, I don't think anybody has ever said that about you or me. Welcome all. How are you?
Good to see you, Dan. Terann, good to see you too. How are you doing?
Good to see you guys. I should come here every morning and just get a bigger head.
One of the things that I can do is I can introduce people. Damn right. I do a little research. For those of you that don't know, Terann is one of, if not the most popular Instagram models out there. And, of course, Joe Kinsey is the man. We consider him to be the Gazda of all things social. If Joe is on it, everybody is on it. Joe, walk us through. Give us a better introduction than just what I gave on Terann.
Well, Terann has been a legend in the industry for like a decade now, Dan. Terann is a bikini. What would you call yourself as far as in the bikini world, Terann? You are a designer?
Designer, model, seamstress,
Dan,
wearer of all hats.
Yeah, Dan, she is like the Shohei Ohtani of the bikini industry. That is nice. What I consider her as. That is why I brought her on today, Dan, because, Dan, there's been a big question about AI and what we're going to do about how we detect AI models on the internet, because now there's this explosion of these videos. But how are we going to know whether the woman on the other end modeling the bikini is actually real, Dan? I mean, I don't want a computer designing a bikini model. I want the real thing so I can tell my wife, this is the bikini you should wear. Terann, how are we going to do it?
I think that right now you can still kind of look for signs like the hands. The hands are always a tell if it's like AI. But I think within the next 2 years, you're not going to be able to tell. So you should question everything.
What about the hands? What am I looking for?
You're looking for like club hands, like fingers that have been cut off, a missing fingernail. I'm going to send you guys some DMs of pictures where it's either like crazy. They're using some crazy apps to edit this, like somebody who looks nothing like this into this hot bikini model, or it's just completely AI generated, which is crazy, right?
Crazy, Joe.
And we've been told over and over to look for the hands. The AI bots, they cannot recreate female hands. I don't know why, but that these computers are getting smarter by the day. They're going to try to trick us. And that's why we have models on like Terann that can walk us through, Dan. What are we looking at? When we look at these photos today, we're going to ask Terann, what should we be looking at right here? So it's good to have her on.
All right. Hey, let's go. First one, Jess Holiday, Joe and Terann.
Jess Holiday, Terann, can you see Jess Holiday on the screen?
I did see her. Very beautiful woman.
Male hands or female hands?
Can we zoom in?
Go ahead.
We're gonna have to
get
zoom
closer.
I gotta get out my damn reading glasses.
I know. I got my reading glasses on, Terann. Listen, Jess Holiday. I already pre-approved Jess Holiday. Definitely female. It's the Southwest look right now. You even told us off air that the bikini season's about over, but in the Southwest, you got to have some in your rotation, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much always summer, a couple of months of like rain, maybe 1 month of cold, but you've always got to have the bikinis on deck.
I'm a researcher, and researching you're looking at a tennis/golf look now, are you not?
Oh, good point.
I recently did a shoot in San Antonio, and I lied about my skills and my ability to play tennis and golf. I didn't even know how to hold a golf club, guys. It was,
oh boy.
I was so nervous going into this. And then I arrived on set. None of the other models knew how to do it either, except for one girl who was awesome. And she was like a tennis pro. So they just let her take all the shots. And we were just there, like, just move out of the shot a little bit. Just act like you're there. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. What do you got, Joe? Who's next?
I don't know. Let's look.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Madeline.
Well, I think it's Madeline Hope is the way she mixed her name up because I think the other name was taken.
That's what I thought.
But Dan, this one stuck out to me so much this week. Dan, you know I've been at this business a long time. Do you know how many models have ever modeled the Cleveland Browns gear? Dan, it's like maybe three in the history of the internet. An Instagram model modeling Cleveland Browns gear is rare. It's a unicorn, Dan. And when this one popped up, Madeline Hope went straight into the lead in Screencaps. I couldn't believe it. Terann, you don't even model Brown stuff.
What's her story? Why is she choosing the Browns?
Okay, I think she might be dating somebody on the Browns. I think that's what's going on. Is that? Am I on the right track here?
I mean, I think that you're going to have to.
I think you are, Joe. Joe, rare is it that a woman wants to be seen in brown and orange? I coached at Bowling Green State University, brown and orange. It was like, oh man, but hey, you know what? Good for her, Joe. And particularly, it's not like this is a Super Bowl team and everybody's riding the wave, Terann. This is a bad team with bad colors. Good for her, though. What the heck?
Yeah, she's a big shark in a little pond right now. So it's working for her.
Right.
Yeah. Own the city of Cleveland.
Elena Hollis, guys. Elena here. There we go. Let's have a look here. Traditional, no?
Yeah. Go ahead,
she's beautiful.
Where are we at? Are we in a bar there? Is that where we're at? We're in a bar. That's a traditional look, right? The T-shirt, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Dan, you know that there's this story now that Gen Z is not drinking as much. You're not seeing drinking content nearly like you used to. And that, I think, is what stuck out here is a lot of models, Terann, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't promote that they drink, right?
I think it depends. I mean, you've got some, like, didn't Alex Earl just come out with that margarita in a can?
Oh, good point. Yeah.
I think it just depends.
Yeah. I think there's a bunch of margaritas in a can in my fridge here, Joe. It's the weekend. I mean, what the hell am I going to do? It's, if football's on, I mean, margarita in a can, beer in a can, tequila in a can. What do I care? Put it in a can. What does it matter?
I got lots of sitting here in the fridge, Dan.
I do, and I'm not, I'm not mad at him. I don't know how to say. This is a one-named gal, Carly Ellis. Am I close here?
Oh, Kara Ellis. She's out of Australia.
Kara Ellis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I'm not shocked that your team brought this photo. It's one of the best compositions that's ever been on the internet. This is the photo that launched Kara Ellis into stardom in Australia. She was a showgirl on cruise ships. And she dumped this photo out, and it came back. She brought it back last week. And Terann, I mean, speak on it. What about this composition?
This is art. This belongs in a museum.
This is.
If you guys don't have a museum, you need to start one. And this is the first exhibit.
Good point.
All right.
I mean,
if I saw this and I'm looking, my first thought would be AI, because that looks too hard. Yep. Number one, very incredibly athletic. So that's point number one. Terann, number two, Terann, how important is athletic movement in this industry, in the Instagram industry?
In the modeling world, you got to be limber. But she reminds me of that guy who uses like one finger to climb to scale the mountains. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
you're like hanging on by two toes.
Yeah, Dan, I don't even know how you get into this pose. I don't know what, we probably need
How do you get out of it?
Good point. How
do you get out
you gotta have help. You better have a helper.
They had to hoist her up there, I think.
Yes. I just saw a picture of them hoisting some big old gal out of an apartment in New York City with a crane. Maybe they had to drop her into, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Maybe they photoshopped out the guys that are holding her.
No, listen,
yes.
Dan, this is not AI. This photo is actually a couple years old, pre-AI. Kara's the real deal.
All right, Hildy next, Joe and Terann.
Yeah, Hildy's a legend. Real quick, Dan, you might remember this. Screencaps readers, they noticed her belly button. We talked about this maybe a year ago. They noticed her belly button, and she started like hiking her pants up real high because she must have heard about Screencaps. But Hildy was a belly button model there for quite a while on Screencaps. But here she is. She's letting it fly. And Dan, the ice cream. Notice the hands. Always have to have somewhere for the hands to go. She went with the ice cream cone in this photo. Terann, do you have ice cream in your resume on your photos?
Ice cream is a good prop. Like ice cream, popsicles, anything you can put in your mouth.
I'm leaving that one go because you're laughing at it before I even went there. But
I set
to your
myself
point,
up.
And then you laughed at yourself for doing it, which made it even better. Here's my thing. People always say, do you go to concerts? Yeah, I like going to concerts. But I always ask, what do you do with your hands at concerts? Like, jazz hands at concerts? It's the same with, you got to have something with the hands, the as you said, the mouth, the whole deal, right? You got to have, there's certain parts where you got to have something to help you out, no?
Tell a story. Tell a story with the props. You've got to tell a story with the props. Like if she was standing there with no ice cream, it'd be boring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a
or
good
like
point.
A matcha,
you got to tell a story.
An iced coffee, something.
Yeah, you got to put something to the imagination of the person that is viewing the picture. Does that make sense?
You got to make it interesting.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be nefarious. It doesn't have to be, sexual. It's just, okay, somebody having ice cream, pretty good. I mean, I get it. I do. I 100% get it. All right.
Why are they obsessed with her belly button? What's the issue?
Some guy, he was being a jerk, a troll. He's like, she has a giant belly button. And then I posted it on Screencaps, and all of a sudden all these readers are like, wait a minute, she does. Listen, they're not ripping. They're just, it's different. These guys, they are weird. You know that, Terann.
Yeah, they would melt like that ice cream if they met her in person.
Hey, Terann, let me ask you a real quick question here. Does your husband ever get like, hey man, some guys are getting too weird? Is that ever an issue?
It's for boyfriends in the past. It's been a discussion for sure. But typically, when I date, guys know, they've seen my Instagram, they've seen my portfolio, and they know that it's going to attract attention. And really, it's not so much the stuff online, it's in person when it becomes disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're not married. I apologize for that. I don't know why.
Not yet.
Why
Not
I thought
yet.
you would. How do you separate? I'm sorry if this is a weird question, but it's a fascinating question to me. How do you find someone to go out with in a myriad of 8 bazillion guys wanting to go out with you?
You know what? I really don't go out too much. You kind of have to vet. You've got to vet guys also through your friends. Like if my friends don't like you, that's a big red flag.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It's a weird world. All I know is I was divorced for a while, and it's a weird world, and I ain't even pretty. This is a mess, but it was a weird ass world. All right, we're going to get into cars, Joe, because we're more than just beautiful women on this show.
Oh, yeah.
I like it, Joe. I like
Dan,
it.
Classic. These classic cars out of the 80s, you and I have talked about them a lot. They're hot items, and I don't even know what this one's sold for. But listen, people are paying big money. Dan, I can see you riding through Bloomington, Indiana, going to IU football game, just riding with the windows down in this one. What a beauty.
What's your favorite car, Tara? What do you like? You're a Texas girl. Are we in trucks? What do we got? What are we liking?
You know what? I love my car. I drive a Beamer. It's convertible, 2-door. It's very it's fun. When I go out with my friends, we get to take the top down because we've had great weather, all summer up until now.
Yeah.
We're having amazing weather. I also really love the Broncos.
I do too. Funny you say that. My wife and I were driving from Georgia, and the new Bronco's kind of cool. I think it's
my
really
brother
cool.
just got one, and it's so fun to drive. You can hit curbs.
Yeah.
You can drive like a maniac. You don't really have to worry about anything, and it's pretty smooth too.
Hit curbs. Dan, that's you.
Great stuff. I gotta wrap. The next show's getting ready to rock and roll.
See you guys.
Terann, you're awesome. Hope you'll come back. Please, Joe, continue killing it. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, before we go, I want to make sure that everybody is aware of what's coming up here. And I want to make sure, gosh darn, I just had it here, and I got to find it. Where are you at, Double D? We're just weeks away. We're just weeks away from the most patriotic awards show on television, Fox Nation Patriot Awards, back and better than ever, hosted by our very own Sean Hannity. There are still tickets left to join us live Thursday, November 6th, 8 Eastern, at the Tillis Center right here in New York. That's right. All you have to do is go to foxnation.com/Patriots Awards. And once you select your ticket, you'll have the option to add on tickets to all the fan experience, live show tapings for Fox and Friends, the 5 cocktail party, so much more. We had a record-setting show last year. This year is even bigger with surprise guests, amazing new awards, even a special honor for the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now at foxnation.com/Patriot Awards. Hope to see you. See you guys on Monday. Have a great, great weekend, everybody.